Welcome to DesignerDigitals Bi-Weekly Tip, May 5th, 2017. This week, Creative Techniques with Filmstrip Frames and Photoshop and Elements Part 4. This week's tip is the fourth part in a series on how to customize Katie Petit's Filmstrip Frames in different and creative ways. This series shows you how to alter the look of the frames whether you're using a Filmstrip frame set or a template with Filmstrip frames. This series gives you tips on how to use the frames over and over again to match your page designs. What I really like about Filmstrip frames and tag frames and photo booth frames is that they're a great basic page element. They have good bones that can be embellished to create an infinite number of combinations. You can make the frames look like they're constructed from cardboard, fabric, glitter, or pattern paper. Here's how. Open the frame image in Photoshop or Elements. For the example, I'm using Katie Petit's super cute Hugs and Kisses number 3 template. Select the frame layer. Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit so that we can see the frame closer and see what's going on a little bit better. Open the paper that you want to use to slip cover your frame, and then using the Move tool, drag the paper onto the frame document. Make sure that the paper comes in one position above your frame layer in the Layers panel. If it didn't, you can move it up or down the Layers panel until it's one position above the frame. With the paper layer selected, press Alt-Control-G, or on a Mac system, Option-Command-G on the keyboard. In Photoshop Elements 15, you can use Alt-Control-G or Option-Command-G, but in earlier versions, just press Control-G or Command-G instead. This causes the paper to be glued to the frame, and this procedure is called creating a clipping mask. Another way to create a clipping mask is to position your cursor between the paper and the frame layer in the Layers panel. Now I'm going to release the clipping mask so that I can show you how this one works. Position the cursor between the two layers and hold down the Alt key. On a Mac system, that's the Option key. And when you move between the two layers, your cursor changes. When it changes, click. This creates the clipping mask. And because Adobe gives you so many options for achieving the same results, you can also select the paper layer. I'll release the clipping mask. And for this method, click the panel options at the top of the Layers panel. From the menu here, choose Create Clipping Mask. And there's one more way. Let me release the mask again and show you the last way. Selecting the paper layer, you can go to Layer, Create Clipping Mask from the menu bar. Whichever way you're more comfortable with, those are the ways that you can create a clipping mask and glue or decoupage paper onto the frames. You can even arrange several images on top of your frame, like postage stamps, collage elements, or torn papers to cover the frame. You'll just create a clipping mask from each image to glue them all onto the frame. Any of these methods will attach your chosen paper to the frame, and then you can embellish it to give it your own special touch. Using this technique is just like decoupaging the frame. Try a heavily textured fabric like burlap or linen, or get on point with a chalkboard effect. You can even glitz it up using glittered or foiled paper, or dress it down with cardboard or wood, or use a pattern paper or photo that coordinates with your project. Whatever you choose, it's a great way to change the way the frames look so that you can use them on different projects. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to check back in 2 weeks for the next DesignerDigitals tip.